Hi guys, this is Dr. Simran and I'm starting with this podcast series on a very minimalist basis because I wanted to get started as soon as possible. Even if my voice is not that clear, please pardon me, but try to focus on the content rather than the audio quality. I hope it might be audible to you, but not that clear because I'm using my AirPods, not the professional mic. Alright, so in this podcast, I wanted to discuss about the strategies for the USMLE Step 1 exam. A lot of people message me regarding the books. Can I do Kaplan? Can I do Boards and Beyond? Can I do Sketchy? Can I do Pathoma? Can I do UWord? USMLE RX? Lecturio? So there are a lot of resources that can be used for USMLE Step 1. Many people they listen to Dr. Najib's lectures as well, and some people they also read the Gaulian. Gaulian has the lectures, audio lectures, which is very old file available on the internet, and as well as there are notes also of Gaulian. See, the first and the foremost thing that I want to tell you is that it's not about doing a resource exhaustion. It's not about collecting more and more resources. So let me share you a personal experience. What happened with me was I took a lot of time to take step 1. The first and the foremost reason was that I had a lot of breaks in between. By breaks, I mean to say that I went overseas for some time, then I went back home. My mental health was not good at all. I was depressed, I was gaining weight, and I didn't feel like studying at all. In fact, I did not feel like doing anything at all. So I had those phases in my life when my mood was like at the lowest. My mood swings were very strong. I got irritated very easily. So those long breaks that I took, they were like very harmful for me, for my preparation, because whatever I used to read for 1 month, like even if I did that dedicatedly, by taking a break of 10 to 15 days even, I used to forget everything. My mistakes were that I started reading first aid as it is. Although I tried various lectures like Kaplan, and YouTube channels are also there like Khan Academy. I followed few of the YouTubers who were teaching on YouTube. But the thing is that first aid, although we call it our Bible for step 1, first aid is such a wide ocean, vast ocean of information. If you are starting your journey by directly reading first aid, only reading, not even understanding, only flipping the pages, just going through the text quickly, trust me, you are just wasting your time. It is not going to be of any use in the long run. Mark my words, it is my personal experience that I used to buy first aid. I had 3 editions of first aid. Every year I used to buy first aid. What I did was, I kept on flipping pages, I kept on reading that in an attempt to increase my reading speed. The idea that came from by watching the YouTube videos, YouTubers told they were, saying in the videos to increase the reading speed. First day read 2 pages, then 3 and 4, and consecutively successively increase the number of pages. But no one emphasized enough that understand, integrate and apply. So no one was emphasizing on that, and I was also following what they were saying. So I read first aid on the verge of breaking down. I was like totally frustrated. I kept on reading it without even understanding it, and I was like, what type of education system did we have in our medical colleges? We never had heard about some terms which were given in first aid. So first aid is a very concise book, but it's a pseudo-concise book. By pseudo-concise book, I mean to say that although they have, distilled the information, the high-yield information in one book, but the thing is that if you don't understand whatever has been written there, it is of no use. So I kept on wasting my time by reading first aid, trying to increase my reading speed, by trying out Dr. Najib's lectures. So my personal experience about Dr. Najib's lectures were that those lectures are excellent for a fresher, a first year student, a first year med school student who knows nothing. He or she has to start from the scratch. Okay, so Dr. Najib's lectures are very lengthy, and Dr. Najib keeps on repeating one thing again and again. I was at a stage of my preparation when I was already so frustrated, so agitated. I did not have enough patience, honestly, to listen to those lectures. So I tried my best, I got irritated, I eventually left that. So next comes the Kaplan lectures. The Kaplan lectures, same goes true with the Kaplan also. They, keep on digging into something that is like they go into so much of detail. Mark my words, USMLE step 1 is about the basic sciences. Okay, the basics. The basics means it's not about going into such details. If you know the basic, how a kidney is formed, which structures are formed by which embryological structure, and supposing I talk about the kidney embryology, what happens if ureteric bud does not interact with the metanephric mesenchyme, what will happen? So the clinical correlation is missing somewhere. So the mistakes that I did was to go ahead with different resources. I remember downloading all those ebooks available over the Facebook groups. People used to put those ebooks over the Facebook groups, and I used to keep on downloading and collecting the material. So mark my words, collecting the material. I used to collect a lot of ebooks, a lot of flashcards. In fact, there's so much of hype about the Anki flashcards. Anki flashcards, like they are already available, pre-made flashcards available on the internet nowadays. Okay, there are many decks created by people who have taken the exam or are preparing for the exam. But taking it as an example from my personal experience, I downloaded all the possible available decks on the internet. Those decks did no good to me because it was someone else's weak points. Those points were not my weak points. The Anki cards made by others were about the volatile information that they felt they would, not memorize in the long run. But we as humans, everyone is different. So how can we, benefit from the cards made by someone else? In fact, to be very honest, the Anki cards that I came across, people quickly typed the information, and I was not even able to understand the complete words because they did not type the complete words. It was about them, the topics that they felt were important and volatile, but the same didn't go true for me. So this is just a glimpse of my journey. In the next podcast, I'll try my best to tell you that how I rectified my mistakes, how I used the last 3 months before step 1 exam in my preparation. And I'll tell you the time management as well as some tips that will, keep you sane, because this journey is a very long one. So try to keep your mental balance and try to stay calm. So I hope you like this podcast, and please show some love so that I can, continue with this podcast series with the next episode. All right. Sending you a lot of love. Bye-bye.